All right. So we have the amazing Mel, a friend and a client of mine. She's just going to share a bit about her experience working with me and, talk a little bit about what she was doing before, what results she's seen, and things like that. So, what were you doing before we started, and what results have you seen?
So I felt like I was trying to be consistent with going to the gym. I was like going like maybe 3, 4 times a week. I would just kind of like create my own workout schedules. And although like I felt like I was progressing, like building strength, I wasn't actually losing weight. Mainly
Mm,
because like my eating was the same. I didn't change anything really with my diet other than like just try to not eat as much like complex carbs and like reduce my sugar. I tried like little things like that, just trying to listen to my body just to figure out what works, but that didn't
right.
work because I don't know, it just didn't. I was very tired all the time. I don't know. I think I did the bare minimum just because like there's a lot of like mental health that was kind of like in the way,
Right.
preventing me from actually building that momentum to actually stick to something.
Mm,
And even like my mentality, like I wasn't open to dieting at all. Like I didn't really try any other kind of like I don't know, whatever systems there are out there with like pills and different like dieting things. Like I just didn't,
strategies.
I
Yeah,
wasn't,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I just wasn't open to it. Um, yeah, and I honestly like the most I probably saw was maybe like 2 weeks,
Oh,
and I
wow.
would, yeah, and I would get like kind of excited, but then like discouraged when I gained it all back like the week
Right.
after. So
Yeah.
I was just like, you know what, this is not
Short-lived
working.
results.
Exactly. But I knew that it was because I wasn't actually doing anything that was like concrete. So
Right.
yeah,
Got you. Okay. So,
yeah,
yeah, and it's unfortunate because like a lot of people, because basically it sounds like when you say I never tried anything, it means like you were just kind of going through the motions. It wasn't like you liked working out, you liked exercise, but there was no way you were about to do something crazy to try to, fix your diet.
exactly,
So, all right.
exactly.
So now tell me about like what you've seen now since we've started. Like, what was that experience like?
So it was actually quite life changing, I would say. I was going through a lot of different kinds of like stressors in my life. And I felt like um so first let me speak to like you as a trainer, right? Because I think it's important to kind of highlight when you actually have someone supporting you through that process. So I think that because you were really patient with the fact that there was a lot of things happening that presented like a barrier between me
Right.
and like getting like being consistent, you had like the right amount of accountability in place. So like you
Mm,
were understanding, but you were also like, okay, like let's get back on it, like I know you can do
right.
this, like so you provided like just the right amount of encouragement that I needed to get going. I didn't feel like pressured, like in the past when other people tried to help me and tried to be like stern with me, like I'd be
Right.
like so annoyed and
Other
like didn't
people.
want to, other people just didn't want to listen. I was like, man, scratch all that, but
Yeah.
like with you it's like very easy because like you listen to like not only like what I was doing in terms of like my diet and workouts, but you're also caring about what was happening on the other side in my daily life
Mm,
that was just like blocking me from like staying on my routine of working out. So I felt like that was a huge help. And so like
awesome.
when I started to be consistent with like the program that you put in place for me, like I like lost the 20 pounds, which is crazy because starting
Yeah.
out at 169 and dropping down to 149 and losing a total of like 6 inches off my waist, like
That's incredible. Wow.
yeah, for me, like to go from like losing like 1, 2 pounds to like 20,
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah, you
crazy.
10x'd it. You literally multiplied it.
Yeah. So I mean some of the changes that I saw was the bloating. So there was a lot of moments where I felt like I was pregnant because like the bloating was just like a lot, and it was just
Yeah.
like, oh, like I feel like I'm pregnant. So that went down, which was huge. So now I'm able to like wear clothes and be more confident in that aspect.
Nice.
I felt stronger, so like my endurance, my ability to like do push-ups, would get easier as opposed to before I couldn't like do more than like 5 and then like lay flat on the
Yeah.
ground kind of thing.
You're just like dead. I can't do anything else.
Exactly. Yeah. So like feeling that like um getting stronger was like huge. Definition in like my legs, like my stomach area, losing some of my back fat. Because before that was like my way of knowing if I lost any weight was just like I'd kind of like determine how many rolls I had on my back.
Yeah, I
And so like
remember that. I remember that. Like the first month, I was like, "Oh, what changes are you noticing?" You're like, "Oh, there's like 2.5 rolls now, or like 1 roll now." So,
so funny. So yeah, so that was a huge change. So that like and that yeah, that was just it was just really exciting to see how I measured myself and how I measured my progress. So being able to see that like one roll is like a half a roll now is like pretty huge. Um Mentally also, I must say that because I was consistent with my workout, it actually helped me to stay focused. So
right.
during my day, I would feel a lot more motivated to get things done, more productive. I'm able to have more of a clear mind and look at things in a different perspective. So the physical piece really helped me mentally because,
Right.
as I said before, like the mental health that I was dealing with from before stopped me from losing weight. So because I've been able to be consistent, it actually helped my mental health. So now it's like
Mm,
it's just working together, you
yeah.
know. So those are like some of the huge changes that I've noticed over time. And yeah, so
Fantastic.
mhm,
Fantastic. Yeah, no, I agree with, like, sorry, not I can agree, but I understand like why there would have been an improvement because now the discipline from fitness, eating right consistently
yes.
spills over. It literally bleeds over into all areas of life. And that's something that I always say to people that, when you get started on a program, it's not like it's just for a number on the scale or even a look in the mirror. It's really because you're going to improve all areas of your life because how you do anything is how you do everything, right?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So, Mel, so obviously there's always people that are, and even actually now that I think about it, we actually spoke, I think a year back before we actually got started this time around. So I know
Mhm.
that you were hesitant, you kind of had to think about it. So what would you say to that person that was in your shoes a year ago that has to think about it? They're not sure if this is going to work for them. Like, what would you
Mhm.
say to that person that's kind of like on the fence?
I would say to focus in on your why,
Mm,
because the reason that I probably wanted to lose weight back then wasn't staying true to the value system that I live according to now. And so my why has changed. And because my why changed, my reason for doing it was a lot more motivating. So
mm,
know your why, and then just make the first step. Like it's
right,
gonna feel uncomfortable, but just do it anyway.
right.
Yeah. Most changes that we make in our lives that are different will always feel difficult, will always feel nerve-wracking, will always like feel really like scary because of the
Mm,
unknown of like I don't know what I'm getting myself into,
right.
so just do it. That would be my word of advice.
Awesome. Wow. Like Nike,
Mm,
just do it. You heard her. You just
just
gotta
do it.
do it. Jeez. All right. Okay, awesome. So, I really appreciate you coming on for this interview. It's so ironic. I was actually gonna wear a green sleeveless. That would have been so lit if I
I
had,
know,
but
right? I
it
should have
is
just
what
told
it is.
you. I should
You
have
should
told
have,
you.
but it would have been better if it was spontaneous. But anyways,
I
I
guess so.
I failed to follow suit. But thank you so much for coming on, even though you have a very busy schedule. And I look forward to seeing more results in the future.
Me too. So thank you again, Jerome.
All right, talk soon.
All right, take it easy.
All right, peace.